Hopefully I don't switch the wrong thing. Okay, we still should have audio coming out. Thanks for stopping by, guys, because we do have quite a bit planned for today's show. Of course, we got Carlobrown, today's guest, because he's been doing a lot of stuff. We got 2 videos coming up as well, and 2 topics, and along with some show updates, and that's going to be coming up real soon. Okay, we're back, and like I said, we got a lot of stuff going on. I'm going to go ahead and do some of the show updates, and now I've kind of already done this story. It's I broadcasted it, and it's put it on YouTube and some of the other video sites. I'm going to be refilming some stuff this Saturday for the Columbus ships. Now it's not going to be rebroadcast. This is mainly for. Once I film the part that we're going to change and re-edit the video, it's actually going to be shown on the Corpus Christi Channel 20, the Community Access Channel. They're going to show it twice a day. Now, this is mainly for the Columbus ships and stuff, so it's kind of fun, kind of put me out there in a different way. So maybe I'll have access to more interesting stuff in Corpus Christi. I'm looking forward to doing some more filming for that. But once the Nina gets completely rebuilt, I am going to recover that in a future show once it's all done, so you guys get to see what it looks like once it's done, nice and pretty and varnished and everything. And we also got another guest, Bruce Naylor from Frugal Tech is going to be with us next month, Wednesday, the 24th of September, 2011, because he's been on a short hiatus. So we're going to see what he's been up to, what he's going to be doing, and some changes for his show. That's coming up next month. And probably getting ready to do an unboxing Sennheiser wireless lavalier mic system that I'm going to use for remote filming for some of my news items. There's specific times that I need a wireless system, and I'll probably use the wired during a different time, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully I can get it ready by next Wednesday, if not the following week. There's going to be an unboxing video and or a demonstration, and I might even try to do it with this Saturday's filming at the Columbus ship, so I might try to do it then. And with us, we got Carlobrown. There's a lot of stuff that's been going on with him, and let me go ahead and unmute his mic.
Hello.
And we're going to switch to his video. How you doing, Carlobrown?
Hello, I'm okay.
And I know you've been doing a lot of stuff recently. I know you're kind of like, I'm not going to say organizations, but you've been making like YouTube videos.
Moonlighting.
Yeah, a lot of moonlighting. You've been on pbcast.tv and I think another site. Maybe you can tell us.
Well, the main things I do is I'm on PBcast TV on Tech Weekly on Saturdays. I help manage and blog for geektelligence.com, and I'm also a member of the teenagehackers.com, where I blog and help manage the site on there as well. And on Geektelligence, I do sort of tech blogs and gaming videos. Teenage Hackers is more advanced technology blog posts and that sort of thing. PBcast TV is the Tech Weekly show every Saturday with Nick and Jacob.
Now, what do you? I think the two that I know I'm kind of new with what you're doing. I know the intelligence.
Oh, the Geek Intelligence one.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that? What does that have to do with?
On Geek Intelligence, I work with my mate Will, who runs a site. It's basically a geek network with sort of tech blogs. So I do like some tech blogs on there. Also, there's a Minecraft server there for gaming, and Team Fortress 2 server is also gaming. And that's sort of it's like I'm there, and I help sort of manage that. I'm the one of the sort of like chief operation officers there over there, where I sort of keep things together. That's on Geek Intelligence.
Now, okay, I know. Now, I don't know if you do this every week. I know you're on pbcast.tv. Hopefully, I said that right.
Yeah, on PBcast TV. Yeah, that's every Saturday.
And now, I don't know if you're like a regular host, or you kind of do just specific spots, like certain sections.
I am now. That's a funny way how that turned out, but I sort of am now. I'm regular on Saturdays on there now, and we just do like a three-way thing every Saturday now. So basically, we go through tech news. We're still experimenting with the format a little bit as to how we're achieving that, but basically at the moment it's that we'll go through about 5 or 6 stories, and we'll each give our opinion on it and run through them all. That's sort of how we're doing it right now, and also at some point in the future we're going to get guests and interview them. And at one point we had just me and Nick, because Jacob wasn't there. We interviewed somebody, although most of the time it's just me, Nick and Jacob, and we're all just basically sharing opinions with each other and that sort of thing.
Now, I know you've been doing a lot of video editing. I know you got your YouTube channel. Now, the video editing is it primarily for your YouTubes, or variety of shows that you do for other people?
Myself, I've done a few personal YouTube videos, like the Mancave tour and that, which I've done myself, and I did them in the iMovie version 9. And it's just basic stuff. I don't know that much about video editing that much. I put that together in iMovie and stuck that out there. The other videos is for the Geek Intelligence. That's Minecraft stuff. Usually I just record with Will, and he renders and updates them and puts them on the YouTube for us.
Actually, we're going to see some of your video editing, and actually it's your Mancave tour. I know you recently redone it, which actually I really like.
That's version 2, yeah.
Yeah, version 2.0. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we're going to see some of your video editing in that as well, and we got it right now. We're going to be showing that.
Hello, this is Carlobrown, and this is a update of my Mancave / Snell Mission Control Center that a few people have been asking me for. Basically, if you've seen the last video, was it slightly different in here now? I now have my Dell Tower over there, which I'm going to be using as a streaming machine for occasional live streaming. And I have both of my routers down there, my Xbox 360, which I'm going to set up with the very same television over here that the tower is now on, which is currently doing Windows updates. I've got a bookshelf down there. I've got the keyboard and mouse for that computer. I haven't completely set up everything on that yet. Then my MacBook Pro is down there. I'm using that for Skype calls and various other things. And it's got my C270 on it. There's my iMac, which is the main machine, my secondary monitor next to it. And everything is all set up there pretty much as it was, except now the Dell monitor is on the right. And yes, it's my website is on there as well, which is carlobrown174.com. which is where I'm going to be doing some personal blogging now and set live stream when I get round to it. And other than that, pretty much everything else is more or less the same. Might be a little bit more messy. And yeah, there's a tower down there. And that is pretty much the reverse view there. So there's a lot of stuff there. That is where I'm going to be doing all of my stuff from now on. So I hope you enjoyed this short tour update video. Thanks for watching, and see you around the interwebs.
Okay, we're back. Of course, with Carlobrown. Now, can you kind of give us a little rundown? Well, we've seen with the video what your setup looks like, but could you kind of explain a little bit into it? Because I know you also got like 2 internet connections coming in.
Oh yeah.
And so you, yeah, go over it a little bit for us.
Or basically, the DSL internet connection I had originally, I decided to keep it and get a cable connection, which I was able to get later on down the line. So I kept them both because I was like, well, if one of them goes down, I've at least got one connection I can use. But as it stands right now, the Dell tower I'm thinking of using as a streaming machine to do the occasional stream on, using the DSL connection, and then having the cable connection run everything else. And then the new sort of setup I've got is just basically is to help my production a bit. Basically, just have things a bit more organised and easier to work with.
Well, how about your, now, I think you got a iMac, and I mean, now, I'm guessing, do you do any streaming as of yet, or you just...
Well, I did one stream, it was like last week or something. I did a test stream. It was just basically me sitting there in front of the camera, just having fun or whatever. That was for about half an hour or something. I did that with the Adobe FME on the MacBook Pro with the camera and the audio hooked in. I had a Skype call there. We were just messing around. That I probably in the future I'm going to use that Dell Tower machine that I've got behind the iMac. I'm going to have that probably running the same software, but I'm going to have a different camera hooked into that. Hopefully I'm going to get a different webcam. I'm thinking of getting a Logitech 9000 and putting that maybe somewhere on top of the television somewhere, or I can get some kind of bird's eye view or something like that, and doing the odd stream on that every so often. As far as that goes, but the rest of it on the website is going to be personal blogging and that sort of thing, and everything else, the more professional stuff, will be on the Teenage Hackers and Geektelligence. The more personal stuff will be on my website, and the personal channel that I've got for streaming and that sort of stuff.
Okay, now I know, of course, your iMac. I know. I think you said you that's where you render or do your video editing on that.
Yeah, the iMac is where I do the main stuff. It's my workhorse. Do all the iMovie and everything. Everything goes on the iMac, so I do all the main stuff. And
now, how about when you're with pbcasttv.com or their website? I messed it up earlier. Yeah. Now, what kind of setup do you use for that? I mean, do you have one computer bring in the chat, then another one just bring in video?
Yeah, that's what I usually do. Yeah, I just have I'll have one computer like I've got now, the MacBook Pro, that I will do Skype on, and then on the other computer next to it, I'll have the chat room and the live video, so I can, because when I'm on PBcast TV, they don't do return video, so I watch their video on Justin TV. And I'll have Skype on the other computer, and I'll have the chat room on the secondary monitor over there, so I can see if people are chatting to me, and I'll just do it that way.
Now, what do you got planned for? You going to be making any changes in the future, or are you going to be expanding out, later on? Because I know right now you got, quite a bit going on right now, but.
Well, right now I'm comfortable, and I'm expanding in where I'm at, so I'm doing more stuff for Geektelligence right now. I'll be doing some more stuff for Teenage Hackers in the future. I'm going to try and do some more personal things on my website, so some more blogging, that sort of thing. Try to improve my skills a bit, do some more YouTube videos. perhaps invest in some more hardware. So I'm going to be getting the camera, the 9000, hopefully. I'm not sure about any more computer equipment, so I think I'm pretty comfortable with computer equipment. Yeah, I'm just basically at the moment, I'm just trying to perfect my skills and get better at what I'm doing, and just like make a starting point and just go with it.
Okay. Yeah, actually, if you want to put any links in there, that's fine. I almost got your website wrong when I was doing your separate shot there. It was Carlobrown with an
R. Everything is on my website. It's carlobrown174.com. Everything is on there. If you go on there and go on the About Me page, there is practically a link to every single thing that I do on there, and there is an actual About.me page I have as well that's got everything I do on there as well.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I messed up your Carlobrown with no R. Okay, I forgot that fixed.
I'll forgive you this time.
Yeah, luckily we caught that during the pre-show, preventing that from happening. I do have 2 topics coming up, and I'm going to cover this one first, I think. We're going to bring in Brad for this one. And let me see if Brad's going to answer us in the chat room. You ready to Skype in? Because this kind of affects both him and me. Well, other people too, but specifically. And hopefully we're going to get him... actually, let me see if I can give him a call.
I've also recently redone my About.me page, if you want to check that out. I'll have to... So, links on my website. Let's get used to saying that, because I've had a website for very long.
And where is it? I can't find... Oh, there he is. And we're going to try to conference him in. And why is that not conferencing?
I'll put that in the chat room. That's my About Me page.
Oh, there we go.
Although on my website, carlobrown174.com, it's all there, but I put quite a bit of stuff on there as well.
Now, I'm guessing you have all your oops, I got the videos covering that. I guess you have all your links you said on your About.me page, right?
I've got my links there as well, and also on my website on carlobrown174.com/about, I think it is, or if you just go on carlobrown174.com, there's a tab that says About Me on it, and all my links and where I hang out and everything is all on there.
And I don't know, can you from your
I
end?
can link that as well.
Oh, okay. Could you conference him from your end? I can't seem to conference Brad in. I don't know if you're the host or not.
Says you're the host.
Am I?
That's the link for my About page.
Okay, hopefully it's not going to disconnect us here.
Oh, let me have a look through.
Oh, here we go. I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, it seemed to work now.
Okay.
Conference. Wow.
So if you don't, I can try. But yeah, the links to my About Me page and my other page are in the chat room.
Actually, I got to do it from this side. Add people. Oh, there we go. It's changed since this version. Okay, here we go. And we're gonna add hopefully Brad to the conversation.
It's popping up on my Mac now. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. And I admit I haven't done this before with the new version of Skype. That's why it took me a little longer.
I have. It's a pain.
I was like, where is it at?
It's a real pain to find.
I was hoping we were going to get Brad. I don't know if he's by the computer or not. Uh-oh, I guess maybe Brad went to lunch early. Oh, there you are. There, Brad?
Hey, what's up, Steve?
Are you on your cell phone?
Yeah, I'm just sorting out a couple of things. I'll give you a call back in like 2 minutes, mate.
Oh, okay. We'll get you back on here. And yeah, I think we caught him on the phone. He must be. Actually, we got two topics that are kind of related, so that's kind of why I wanted to get Brad in here, because actually it happened to him first, and it happened to me, and I don't know. We can talk about it now. I guess we can start it because this has to do with Google Plus and.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, we got actually. There's a few things on Google Plus. Well, two things, but this was the main topic with. I guess with Google Plus, and well, now I found out also Facebook, because when I tried to go into somebody's Hangout, it said that you're not allowed if your profile, my profile was frozen, and I come to find out that I guess if your profile is frozen, you can't obviously do the Hangout. But you got to use your, I guess, a real name or a real sounding name. At the time, I was using Chatterbox Live, which is my.
You have to use your real name.
Yeah, you got to use your real name. Yeah. So I was a little bit surprised. I was like, "Oops," because normally I actually do. I do go in a lot of these, like terms of service and what you can and can't do, and a lot of times, I'll read over that. But they also had an additional. I don't think it was terms of service. It was naming or something, some weird thing. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know they had this. And I looked on there, and it had like 5 different what do you call it? 5 different things that for the naming. You can't use the way you spell it, and well, not exactly the way you spell it, but I forgot all the different things on there. And I was like, wow.
As far as I know, you have to use your real name on Google Plus, otherwise they said they would either suspend or delete your account. So, like for example, on Google Plus, on my Google account, I've got Carlobrown. But if I decided to use the 174, they would take that out and say you can't use that because it's not a real name.
Yeah, it's numbers.
You have to use your full real name, otherwise it's a no-go.
And so, I went back into my profile, changed it back to my real name, and then, resubmitted it, and I guess that was fine. Now, they have been making some exceptions. I think they did with Brad, and that's kind of why I wanted to have him on here. I think if you, explain to him, a certain situation that if you're, well-known under that one name, I'll give you an example. I think there's even a rapper that had.
Was it for Brad? Because he used Brad Techwebcast.
Yeah, that's was the reason. So now I don't know if he somehow I guess sent an email or whatever to the Google Plus people, and I guess they accepted it to be able to use the Brad Techwebcast. Supposedly there's a well-known rapper. And even William Shatner, I think, got... oh, here we go. We got Brad coming in. Hopefully it's not going to cut you out. Okay, we're going to have to add you in there, Carlo. Oh, wait a minute. Both of us in here?
Hey, Carlo.
I don't know if that cut him out or not. Let me...
Where is he?
Let me try putting Carlo back in here and see if that'll work. And the stupid window.
Still, let me try and. Geez,
yeah, I'm trying to find his name in here.
Okay.
Oh, you got him? Okay, thanks. And we'll get Carlo back. I kind of figured kind of bop him out of the conversation.
All right.
Okay, you're back, Carlo.
Hey, yeah, put me on hold on the other one. I'm going to...
did it?
I could close the other one, can't I?
Yeah, it should be good.
So,
yeah,
yep.
I'll hang up the other one, and there. That should be all right.
Yeah, we're just talking about Google Plus and their naming schemes. Supposedly, William Shatner, he got bumped, but I think he was using Priceline, so it might have been with advertising. And there's another rapper name. He was using his rapper name, and some people don't actually, with these celebrities, they don't know what their real name is unless they use their, stage name, I guess. But
exactly, yeah. And with Eminem, his real name is Marshall Mathers, but he uses Eminem because that's his That's his rap name. And me, I use Techwebcast because that's my podcast name. And if people got a problem with that, they can F off.
Okay.
You tell them.
So how did you get did you like what did you tell them to be able to use your
well, I just proved to them that I had my name on the just proved that's my podcast name. I got the name on Facebook and that sort of thing, and then they said that's fine. Then they sent me a message, then it's fine, it's back working. So it's all good. I know. I think you had a problem too, didn't you, Steve, with your name?
Yeah,
as well?
yeah. It was suspended, and I mean, it seems like I could still make posts and a few other things, but the Google Hangout was, cut out.
Okay, that's weird. Okay.
And so I just went ahead and I changed it back for the time being. It could be several reasons why they do this. It could be to cut out on scammers and hackers and stuff like that. I kind of want to talk about the kind of which also has to go with if I can say the word anonymity on the internet, because there's kind of pros and cons with that. Some people think it should be allowed. Some don't think it should be allowed, that you should use your real name. And
well, I personally think that the internet is just internet. You have the right to use whatever name you want to use, and if you want to keep your personal information to yourself, you can.
You should be able to have the right to use your own username.
Well, yeah, exactly. And Google Plus is just, for me, I use that just for posting tech stuff or having a chat on Hangout or, and promoting my podcast. That's what I use it for. But apart from that, I don't really post anything to do with me personally in my real life,
Yeah, I agree with you, Brad, because, because I don't know, I'm kind of split on this. I can see both sides, but if you use your real name, you could have a stalker in real life. It could be your ex-boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever. And, then if you use your real name somewhere on the internet, then you can get a hold of that. And,
yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah.
Well, how about you, Carlo? What do you think about all this?
I think it's stupid that they won't. Well, Google being Google, they want you to use your real name, your details, and that kind of thing. But I think you should have the right to use your own, whatever username that you want to use, wherever you want to use it. Like when you go on like Twitter and Facebook, that kind of thing, you choose your username, you choose your password, and that is it. It's set in concrete from there. So if you want to be whatever, so if I choose to be Carlobrown on Twitter, I'll be Carlobrown on Twitter. If I want to be Monkey Dude 359, then that is what I will choose. I'm not going to change my mind.
Another thing I've heard that might be the reason is they want to be able to tie, your real name with advertising, because I mean that's how Google gets most of its, revenue, through advertising. So they want to kind of, make a profile, with perhaps your, the way you use the internet, the products you use, and things like that. They want to. I'm guessing they might want to tie it with a real name. Now, that's one thing that was proposed why they want you to use a real name. But, I'm not saying it's true or not true, but it kind of fits, maybe. But
don't know, it's a hard call, but I'm just happy that they let me back on Google Plus. That
Yeah, I think I was a little surprised that well, I'm glad. I'm not saying them, upset that they give it back to you, but I think it's a great thing.
I just think it's a name that I use for my podcast, and that's the way I promote it, and that sort of thing, and
actually, oh, go ahead.
It's different. It's different in some way, but it's just that's the way I want to do it.
Yeah, I don't have any, problems with that. Another thing I put down here.
I don't think anyone else should be able to dictate, or anyone else should be able to say, what you want to do with your own brand and that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Like, for example, with Brad, like you want to be known as Techwebcast. It's your brand.
Yep.
It's your banner. That's
Yep.
what you want to do.
Exactly right.
Who is to tell you what you want to, like, if you want to change it or anything like that? That's what you want to do. You should be able to do that.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
Unfortunately, since Google owns Google Plus, obviously, you still kind of have to go by their user agreement. Unfortunately, sometimes we don't like to do that. But actually, I also got written down here why people don't want to use their real names. Possibly identity theft could be another reason. Like even not necessarily use it to get money or anything like that, but rather if they want to use don't want to use a real name, they could just choose somebody's real name from another account and use this, because actually there's actually more than one name that are named the same name, even on Google Plus.
Well, it's quite possible, yeah. It's quite possible there's another Carlobrown out there, and I've already got that name registered. Now, if there's already a Carlobrown on Google Plus, for example, me, and there's another Carlobrown from somewhere else, for example, say Italy or whatever. Then.
Hey, Steve, on a side note, mate, about this package you sent me, I got an email here from Ups saying from the US, I'm not sure if this is real or not, but it says here requires a correct delivery address. Please contact Ups on 131-877 as soon as possible.
Oh shoot. Okay, could you forward that to me, my email, and I'll.
I really don't know if that's a real email address or not, but I'm not sure if I need something to worry about that or not. But
okay, if I have to, I'll call the because I know you got a package coming, so I'm gonna check that with.
Actually, let me just ring this number now and see if that's the right number. Let me just check that.
Oh, okay.
Hang on. 13. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just saying
okay.
that.
Yeah, I understand. We definitely got to look at it.
77.
That sounds a bit serious.
Yeah, it is kind of in a way. Here's another thing. Okay, Facebook does the same thing. That they require a real name, and tell you the truth, I'm using my show name on there, and I didn't know that, and I admit it's my fault not checking that.
Your real name on Facebook.
I believe you do. I don't know if anybody can.
Don't.
Yeah, I mean I don't either.
I've got Carlobrown174 on Facebook because someone else has already got my name on Facebook. My actual name, Carlobrown. Someone else has got a Carlobrown on Facebook.
Now, supposedly they don't really enforce it per se, like Google Plus has been. Now, recently I read this that even Mark, hopefully I get his name right. I can never say his last name. Of course, he's the one that founded the Facebook. Mark Zuckerberger, or
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg.
Okay, I say it real fast so nobody. Now he mentioned also that he believes that everybody should put real names in there. I know he even made a big or I don't know if it's television, big statement about it. And I think his sister, which at one time was kind of helping him out with the Facebook thing, and even his sister said the same thing. Now that it looks like they're kind of backpedaling on that, from what I understand. On the same thing. You can have a nickname on Facebook, but for Facebook Mail, it's got to be a real name. Okay, maybe some of that's changed.
Well, I don't have a Facebook email. I never got one.
Now, if it's messaging within Facebook itself, maybe that's what it's talking about.
Well, not the chat thing now. The Facebook is supposed to be rolling out Facebook emails.
Oh, do they have their own?
So just like Madman3 said, it's like, for example, for me, like if I got a Facebook email, it'd be carlobrown@facebook.com. But I never got an invite for a Facebook email when they started rolling them out, and I still haven't got one, so I don't know what that's all about or anything like that. But it's supposed to be tied in with your Facebook account. You get like, blah blah at facebook.com. But yeah, I never got one.
Oh, so they actually have their own email. I thought it was within Facebook itself, sending messages, not necessarily real email. Maybe something I didn't know.
Well,
really.
it is sort of, but it's within Facebook, but it's your own Facebook email address. So
Oh, okay.
it's weird. It's not. It's complicated, and I don't quite know how to explain it. But basically, for me, so my Facebook URL is actually Carlobrown174, so they might actually make it like Carlobrown174 at facebook.com if they did give it to me. But yeah, I have not.
Hey,
I've not Facebook email, and it's not in my settings or anything like that. I've never been able to get it.
Yeah, what do you got, Brad?
Package for the microphone, mate. It can't be sent to a PO box address.
Okay. It can't be sent to a P.O. box address?
No.
He just told us. All right. I'm going to have to smack the musician's friend people over there. Okay. I'll probably have to give them a call or check with musician's friends. I don't know if they're still open after the show, but I'll call them tomorrow and find out what's going on. Okay. Yikes, that's bad. And okay, we're gonna go to another topic. Now, I just recently had a iPad now for I guess a week since I think it was Wednesday last week when I did an unboxing, and I had a chance.
Oh yeah, the iPad 2.
Yeah, the iPad 2, the newest version, and I had a chance to kind of use it, and I'm gonna kind of give my thoughts on it. Now, it's not really going to be a review necessarily about the specs or anything. I'm thinking more on like the usability, how I would use it, and things like that. And I do know Carlo has the iPad, the original iPad, and Brad has the iPad 2 also. And well, I'm gonna give my thoughts on that. It's using it a week. I probably use it maybe a couple hours every day, especially in the morning. Taking it with me on occasion. If I go to Starbucks, I took it with me. And let me tell you a little bit. I will go in a little bit about hardware specs because when the iPad was first released, there was some people. I'm not saying a lot of people. There's some people that were wanting to be able to put like Mac OS X on it and do other, intensive things on it. I'm kind of gonna, in a way, I'm kind of glad they didn't because, of course you can do video editing. They got the iMovie for the, iPad, but as far as putting the whole full-blown Mac OS X on it, I think the iOS actually is a good. Goes along great with the, the iPad or the iPhone, however you want to say it. And,
all right, I'm back.
Okay. Yeah, we're kind of talking about the iPad.
Okay, cool.
And obviously the 10-hour battery life's great because depending on how much you use it, if you use it all day long, obviously it's going to run down. You might need to recharge it. Like I said, I only use it a couple hours a day, so actually it lasted a whole week. Basically, I still had it about... I forget it was like around 20% battery life. Large screen for me was a really big thing. My eyesight kind of sucks. I gotta usually wear reading glasses, so the large screen actually helped see the screen. A lot of apps, were designed around that too. Like books and magazines, especially magazines with graphics, were really well done. I didn't really use it so much for books, but I did use a lot of books and magazines on it. It worked great. And of course, I got written down here the sheer amount of apps based around social networking, businesses, banking, and email, because we kind of get apps around what we use it for. Banking for me, there is one app I do use. Email, obviously. Social networking, yes. Starbucks, I actually recharge.
Social networking on the iPad is actually pretty good. So the Twitter and Facebook stuff on the iPad is actually really good. There's quite a few apps on there for that. Well, there's a dozen Twitter apps. There's a couple of Facebook apps which I quite like for it. It's pretty good for that. YouTubing is great on the iPad. Well, on the original one. So for the iPad 2, Skype and FaceTime and that kind of thing's pretty good on there. The camera's pretty nice.
Now, from what I understand, now the camera is not nearly as good as like the iPhone 5 camera. I'm guessing in the future revisions it's going to implement a better camera. But you know, I'm probably not going to use really the iPad really as a camera unless a situation comes up and, you know, obviously I need to take a picture or something. But
so I can't really see taking like pictures with the iPad. Like, it's the reason I didn't get the iPad 2, because I can't really see myself wandering around with the tablet and snapping photos. So
yeah,
I could
it's
do it
kind of
with the
bulky.
iPhone. So I'll be like, say, wandering around the supermarket, might take a photo of something and say, you know, here is a picture of this particular thing. So what do you think of it or whatever? But I couldn't see myself wandering around with a tablet.
I know it's kind of
that,
big and
to be
bulky
honest.
for that. Yeah. Actually, the iPhone 4, I do like the pictures and video, and I think Brad agrees with me on that one.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I agree with you. I agree. The iPhone takes great photos and videos and stuff. It's really, really good.
Yeah, I know the camera's a little lacking. Now, for basic photos, video, it's okay. Have you tried the FaceTime on the iPad yet, Brad?
Yeah, I have, mate. It works really well.
Oh, okay. The forward and back-facing camera. And now, what do you guys, I mean, how, you know, you've been using it longer than I have, so I don't know. How do you use it, like, in everyday life? I mean, specific uses
or I'll just use it for Twitter and watching videos and stuff and that sort of thing, and doing app reviews and that sort of stuff, and it's pretty good. Bigger screen.
How about
The one thing I like about the iPad is, or for me, the iPad is the gaming. So I think games are pretty damn good on the iPad. There's a lot of selection of really cool games on the iPad, and watching YouTube on it is really good. Movies, that sort of thing, like in bed and that sort of thing. You just sit in bed with the iPad and you're going through YouTube and checking your Twitter and that sort of thing, or sitting on the sofa with it. It's great for that sort of thing. Anything else, I tend to use the iPhone for, unless I'm at a computer.
Yeah, like that's what I liked about the iPad, because it's just one screen. It's laptop. It's a bit awkward unless you're having it on a table, because it's, for one thing, it's kind of top heavy. It has a tendency of you know, wanting to kind of flip over. So if you use it on your lap, you know, I guess it'll work in bed or whatever. Obviously, there's more heat in a laptop, and if you cover up the bottom, that's tendency where the fans are to cool it. Where the iPad, you don't really have to worry about overheating. That's not really an issue.
But it's a lot more convenient to take an iPad to bed and watch YouTube on it than it is to hold a laptop to bed and watch a few YouTube videos on it and then go to sleep.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, just plus carrying it around. I mean, it's easier carrying an iPad where you're. Well, I'm not saying a lot of people do it while they're walking, but you know, if they're using FaceTime or something, you know, it's kind of hard to carry a laptop, and you know, people do it, but a tablet's better for that, like going from room to room while you're actually using it. And
yeah, that's what I find convenient about it. Is like, if I don't necessarily, I need a computer. Don't necessarily want a phone, but I need something that's relatively decent sized. So I'll get the iPad and also take it in the kitchen when I'm doing the cooking or the washing up or whatever. Have that sitting there, doing my YouTubing on it, doing my Twitter on it, and it's convenient, it's instant on, and if I get any tweets from anybody, it comes up instantly. As I've got an application called Tweetings on there, which will give me push notifications. Like if someone tweets me, it goes straight up on the screen. It gives me the sound that it does when I get a tweet, like whatever it is. So I can go and like tweet on there, and then the multitasking is pretty good on that as well. The iOS 5 will improve that with the multitasking and the push notifications and that sort of thing. So it's really cool. So it's nice to have as a around the house for me.
And actually, well, Madman 3 put in the chat room, surprised at how heavy it was in the hand iPad 2. I know the iPad 2, supposedly the weight's been reduced since the first iPad. I kind of noticed it too. It wasn't overly heavy though, but it was kind of noticeable. I'm thinking it's because of the battery. Now, I'm guessing the iPad 1 is a little bit heavier just because of the shape is bigger. Or is it slightly bigger? I'm not saying it's overly big, but...
Well, the iPad 2 is a little bit thinner than the iPad 1.
Yeah. I also wanted to mention about gaming, because right now the gaming on the mobile platform is really getting big. It's kind of even overtaking other gaming platforms, maybe even talking the Xbox 360, because you got to think everybody has a mobile phone, and right now the biggest seller is the iPhone, so you got to think there is a lot of gaming on mobile platform. Well, the iPad, of course. So gaming is really getting big as far as Angry Birds. Yeah, everybody's about Angry Birds, I guess, these days.
Well, there's a lot more games on there than just Angry Birds.
Well, yeah.
There's a lot of detailed games on there as well, like on both on the iPad and the iPhone. I actually go through my list of. I have my iPhone in front of me right now. List of games I've got right now. I've got this game called Dungeon Hunter, which is, if you're familiar with Diablo, it's sort of like that. It's RPG, swords and sorcery type stuff, hack and slash. I've got a game called Galaxy on Fire, which is it's like Star Trek spaceship stuff. I've got Nova, which is like a first-person shooter. I've got a version of Assassin's Creed. I've got a game called Carlobrown HD, which is a bit like World of Warcraft. I've got Final Fantasy 3, which was remade for the iPhone and iPad. A game called Across Age DX, which is a bit like Legend of Zelda, that sort of thing. The remake of Broken Sword, Escape from Monkey Island, Worms, Doom. So there's a lot of stuff on iOS. It's either been remade for the platform, or it's unique to the platform, or it's similar to something else, but it's made for the platform. Well, actually,
from what I read with the iOS, it is actually still kind of based on Mac OS X. Obviously, it's got to be made for the ARM processor, the A4 or A5 chip or whatever's, or in between.
Well, from iOS, there's still a lot of underlying Unix there. In the iOS itself, that's where for example, like the jailbreaking, it basically uses the deb system. So when you jailbreak, you're using deb packages and terminal and that sort of thing. So it's still basically Unix-based software. It's what you see on the GUI end is basically what you're using, but at the end of the day, it's still Unix.
It's almost like a Linux distribution or something. You said Debian packages and all that. That's.
Oh yeah, it's all this Debian packages, and it basically is. It's Unix. The iPhone, iOS, it is Unix. Just like Android is based on the Linux kernel, it's a version of Linux. It's the same thing. It's all Unix stuff.
Just based on a slightly different platform, of course.
Just slightly different, modified, and tailored to the particular hardware.
And, of course, with now gaming in the future, supposedly going to be using Retina displays, which I believe the iPhone 4 uses, which will actually increase.
Yeah, the iPhone 4 does, yeah.
So with the future gaming, it's going to really get some good graphics on it. Obviously, a larger screen, which is going to be nice on a multiple.
Well, if Apple can sort a Retina display for a future iPad, that'll be pretty cool. On the iPhone 4, I think it's like a 640 times 360, I think, display. I'm not sure. I can look that up. On the iPad at the moment, I think it's 1024 times 768. I've actually got a couple of wallpapers that I made on the iPhone. I'll be able to tell what the resolution was.
I think they're waiting right now. See, they've been trying to find
It's
manufacturer.
640 times 960 on the iPhone.
Okay.
That's the Retina display. The iPad is 1024 times 768. That's still SD at the moment, but they could definitely get that to be Retina at some point. So you could have an HD display on the iPad, and you could have a pretty good display for gaming, videos, that sort of thing. Because some things do call for a bigger display sometimes. It's like it's all good watching like you got your Twitter and YouTube and on the iPhone, but so I want a bigger display, and I want to go in the kitchen, or I just want to put something on the side whilst I'm doing the housework, that sort of thing. It's nice to have the iPad there. It would be nice to have a better display, HD or something to watch videos on, that kind of thing. And even gaming, that's like something I'm pretty big on. So I used to be really big into PC gaming, and recently I've been more into gaming on the iPad and the iPhone because it's convenient to pick it up whenever you want, game on it for about half an hour, put it away, pick it up whenever you want.
I do know for the, it seems like Apple's trying to find like a manufacturer for their screens, which they're probably the biggest user for screens and flash memory right now. There might be a few other ones, and it seems like they've been trying to track down a manufacturer to be able to supply a large quantity. Of course, I think that's what they're waiting for right now for the whenever the iPad 3 comes out.
I think they've had a bit of a fallout with Samsung, who were producing their chips, the A4 and the A5, so they could be looking for a replacement for that, because if they're in an argument with them, I guess they want to be moving on and looking for someone else if they can't settle their particular lawsuit.
I think that's how they got their pricing down, because I know on tablets in general, Apple seems to get the best quality for the money, and the other manufacturers, they're actually charging more. But I think that's what, because I know they've been hoarding their cash reserves. That's to buy, from what I understand, that may be in perhaps get pre-orders for a lot of this, large quantities, for these iPhones, iPads, and everything else.
I think they're basically getting rid of their old stock, and they're wanting to when they get some new stuff. There's like a rumor there's like going to be an iPhone 5 or an iPad 3 sometime in September, but I don't think there's going to be anything going on until about maybe spring next year, because I think that basically we've, as far as Apple goes, so every year, every person who's basically into the Apple stuff, you get your computer or your iPhone and whatever, and then next year comes along, you sell your old one, you buy a new one, and so it's the way the circle goes.
Circle goes. And the circle of life, I guess.
The circle of Mac.
I don't know.
So
it's like,
I think it's about time that they let us settle down for a while and settle with the iPhone 4 and the iPad 2 and the current Macs. Just settle down for a while, get on with it for a while, and then bring something out later that's a bit better. But I think that Apple should slow down on the cycle a bit, because it's like you bring out the iPad 1 and then everyone goes, it's got no camera, we need the camera. So they're going to bring out the iPad 2 very shortly afterwards with the camera. So everyone goes to have to flock their iPad 1s and buy the iPad 2. And then they go, well, there's no Retina display, it's not HD. So then they bring out the iPad 3 with the HD display. And everyone's going to go and sell their iPad 2s, buy the iPad 3. It's a never-ending circle.
Hey, actually, not for me. It takes me forever. I know Brad's been trying to get me to get an HD TV to put in the LAN room, because I've got the CRT in it. It's so big, and it still works. It works fine. And he's been trying to get me to get
if it works for you, then it's all good.
Yeah. Eventually, if it goes out, it's out the door, or but if it still works good, just use it.
Well, I held back on mine. I've kept my iPad 1 because basically, that's my first ever, I think, tablet that I played with. If I do ever get a replacement for that, it's probably going to be a MacBook Air, because I prefer a computer over a tablet device. Although I like the iPad, I probably get more out of a MacBook Air. I like my MacBook laptop I've got now. It's a late 2009, 2010 model. I've got the iMac 2010 model. It's a late 2010 model. It's got no Thunderbolts. So I don't really mind about the Thunderbolts so much. So everything I've got now, it works. I'm cool with it. I'm not really ready to say sell it all off and go buy the latest ones just for the hell of staying up to date. What I've got now
I don't
works,
do that. Yeah,
and I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, if the iPhone 5 comes out, you know, hey, unless this, because I take good care of all my stuff, you know, because I spend the money. I'm gonna take good care of it. You know, I get cases for it. You know, protect it. You know, if it's still in great shape, why, unless, you know, breaks or something, why, you know, get another one? It's just, you know, I'm not saying.
What I did with the iPhone is I had the iPhone 3G and I stuck with that and skipped over the 3GS and then got the 4 later.
Yeah, that